Hello all. The objective of today's class is first we are going to learn what is the meaning of the combinational logic circuit. Once it is completed, then we are going to know what is the design procedure for the combinational logic circuit. Once after understanding the what is the combinational logic circuit, what is the design procedure? Design procedure means what are the steps that we need to follow in order to design any kind of the combinational logic circuit, right? So once it is complete, we are going to implement some circuits. It is half adder, full adder, something like we are going to design adder circuits. Then one more is the subtractor circuits. These are the topic we are going to see in today's class, right? So first we will discuss the what is the combinational logic circuits. So what do you mean by combinational logic circuit is, suppose for example, right? So for example, here I have considered the AND gate operations, right? So this is the output variable. These are the fine. This is the output variable. Then input variables, right? So suppose for example, if you want to get the output as 1, right? If you want to get the output as 1, what is the value we need to pass as the input? For AND logic gate, we need to pass the 1. See that this is the output which is completely depends upon the input value. Suppose if you want to get the output 0, if you are not passing anything in AND gate, you will be not getting the any output value. Means the output which is completely depends upon the input value, then it is called as the combinational logic circuit, right? So what is the example for the combinational logic circuits? Are the adders which we are going to design in today's class. Then we have the subtractors, then code converters, then encoding operation, decoding operation, then multiplexing, demultiplexer, like we have some serial to parallel communication, parallel to serial communication. So these are all the examples of the combinational logic circuit. What is a simple definition for combinational logic circuit? Means if the output that depends only on the input, then it is called as the combinational logic circuit, right? So now we'll see what is the design procedure in order to design the combinational logic circuit, right? The first identification of final step is that we need to design some logic circuit, right? So for that, what is the first step that we have to do is, first we need to identify our requirement. First step is that we need to identify our requirement in order to design the final circuit diagram. So requirement is nothing but in terms of the how many number of inputs we require, then how many number of input we require. Once it is done, how many number of outputs are required. So based on this identification, then we can able to draw the final logic circuit diagram. That is our intention, right? So what is the first step is, we need to identify how many number of inputs are required as well as the output required. Next, what we have to do is we need to draw the truth table representation, right? So truth table representation means after identifying the number of inputs as well as the output, so based on this input and output, we need to draw the truth table. So once it is done, so finally we need to draw the logic circuit diagram, right? So before that, we need to find out the simplified Boolean expression, nothing but the minimized expression. Either we can use the K-map method or we can use the Boolean method, right? So both methods are used for the reduction of the expression from the more number of logic gates to the minimum number of the logic gate, right? What is the first step? Identification of requirement. Second step, draw the truth table representation for input as well as the output. And third step is that we need to find out the minimal expression, right? By using either K-map method or Boolean method. And final step is, after getting the Boolean expression, we need to draw the logic circuit diagram, right? So this is nothing but our final design representation, right? Now first we'll try to complete the adder circuit, right? So first we'll try to design the addition operation, then we'll try to design the circuit for the subtraction operation, right? So adders are two types. So one is called as the half adder, another one is called as the full adder. So once after some time you will be understanding why, what is the two types of half adder as well as the full adder is required, what is the limitation of half adder, that also we are going to learn in this today's class. So first we will try to complete the what is the basic operation of the half adder, right? So what is the half adder means? A half adder is a basic building block of adding two numbers as two inputs and produce the two outputs. So what is the meaning of this means a half adder can add the two 1-bit numbers. Two 1-bit number means, what is the meaning of this one? Suppose this is one number, this is another number, which will add the two 1-bit number. Let it be, this is A variable value, this is B variable value. It will add the two 1-bit numbers. It will produce the result as the sum will be produced. One more is the carry will be produced, right? So that is the definition for the half adder, right? Which will add the two 1-bit numbers. A is 1-bit number, B is another bit number. So after adding, it will produce the two results. One is called as the sum as well as the carry. Now if you identify how many inputs are required here, identification first step is right, designing of the combinational logic circuit. So two inputs are required. One is A, another one is B. So how many expected outputs we have? Two expected outputs. One is for sum, another one is for carry. So number of outputs required is 2, number of input required is 2. If you know number of inputs as well as the output, then we can able to draw the second step is nothing but the truth table operation, right? So how to draw the truth table now? See here we have the truth table representation, right? So see that how many inputs we have identified. So we identify the input A, input B. How many outputs we have? One is sum, another one is the carry. So always we need to write the list of input possibilities. Right, we need to write the list of possibilities for only input combination. So if you have two inputs, then number of possibility will be 2 power n, where n represent the number of possible. So total possibility will be 2 input means 2 power 4, 4 possibility that need to write down. So 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 0, 1, 1 are the 4 possibilities, right? Now what we have to do means, as per the adder circuit, what we have to do, we need to add the A plus B. So this value is added with this value, we need to find out the sum expression as well as the carry expression, right? So just add what is the first A bit value, 0, first B bit value, 0, right? So 0 plus 0 means what is the answer? Sum equal to 0, right? So what is the carry value? Nothing is generated, right? 0, 0 means sum equal to 0, nothing is generated means carry equal to 0. Next add 0 plus 1, 0 plus 1 means sum equal to 1, carry equal to 0. 1 plus 0 means 1, right? Sum equal to 1, nothing is means carry equal to 0. Now what is the meaning of 1, 1? 1 plus 1 means nothing but the 2, right? In general, so but we are solving everything in terms of the binary, right? So what is the binary number for 2? 1, 0. So this bit we called as the sum, the remaining bits we called as the carry. Now what is the carry value we got here? Carry value equal to 1. What is the sum value we got? Sum value equal to 0, right? So after identifying the input output requirement, we are going to draw the truth table. So how many inputs we have? 2 inputs. So 4 possibilities. Then for this input combination, we need to perform the addition operation, so that we will be getting the one output is the sum, another output is the carry. Here just we need to perform the addition operation, right? So step 1 is completed and also step 2 also completed. Now what is the step 3 of designing procedure? We need to find out the minimized logic expression by using of the K-map method, right? So if you see that here, there's a basic thing is that how many outputs we have? One is for sum, another one is a carry, right? So if you have the two output means we require the 2 K-maps. Remember, if you have the two output means we require the 2 K-map. Why 2 K-map means? From each K-map we will be getting the one logic expression, right? But here sum, it is something different circuit. For carry also we will be getting the different circuit. In order to design the different circuit, we require the different logic expression as well as the different logic expression. Remember that if you have the two outputs, then we need required 2 K-maps. By using 2 K-maps, we are going to get the two logical expression. From the two logical expression, we are going to draw the final step is nothing but the logic circuit diagram, right? If you have only single output, then 1 K-map is sufficient. Now, right, as per we have the two outputs, so we require the 2 K-maps. Now we need to identify which variable K-map is required. Which variable means we have the different K-map, right? It may be 2 variable K-map, 3 variable K-map, 4 variable K-map, then 5 variable K-map, right? We need to identify which variable K-map is required. If you see that how many inputs we have? 2 inputs, right? 2 input means 2 variable K-map. Here if you see that we have the 2 inputs, so we required the 2 variable K-map is required. For what? One is for sum, another one is the carry, right? So I'm considering the 1 K-map for the sum. So here I'm writing the A bar A, here we are writing the B bar B, right? So this is for let it be, this is for the sum expression, right? So we will draw the one more K-map, that is for the carry, right? So one is for the sum, another one is for the carry, right? Here I'm writing A bar A, B bar B, the cell value is something 0, 1, 2, 3. Here also it will be same, right? Now see that, so if you want to find out the minimized expression, we are using the K-map, right? But if you are using the K-map, what is required? Either you should require the function in terms of the min term, or you require something A bar, B bar, C, something. If you have either this combination or this combination, we can able to plot into the K-map, so that we can able to find out the minimized expression. But here thing is that by using the truth table, we need to find out the minimized expression. So it means that, right, so directly we cannot able to plot this function in terms of the truth table, sorry, in terms of the K-map. So for that, what we are trying to do is we are going to convert this truth table in terms of the right? So min-term operations. If we convert this in terms of the min-term operation, then we can able to plot into the K-map representation, right? So that we can able to find out the minimized expression, right? Now just see that. So by default we are plotting for the SOP function, right? SOP function means representation of 1 or 0 in the output. If the output is 1, it is nothing but the SOP representation, right? Now we have the right minterm for the sum. We need to find out the minterm for carry, right? So where we have the SOP function? In sum, just see that where we have the SOP function. SOP function means representation of the output equal to 1. Say here we have the representation 1. Is there any 1? Here also we have the 1. Now we need to find out the minterms for some expression, right? So see, if you are getting this output as the 1, what is the input combination? 0, 1, right? Because of 0 plus 1 only we are getting the output 1, right? So what is that value? The value is 1. Next, what is the SOP function? We are getting 1, right? 1 plus 0 means this is the input, right? 1, 0 means 2. So we are getting the minterms are 1, 2. Now once it is completed, now we come back to find out the minterms for the carry. So in carry, where we have the SOP function? SOP means representation of 1 in the output, right? So here we have the 1, right? So what is the input combination, right? Forget about the sum value. Just for carry we are going to find out. So what is the input value? 1, 1. 1, 1 means the value is 3, right? So here we are finding the minterms for the sum as well as the carry. Now what we have to do means we need to plot this function in terms of the K-map representation. So this is for sum, right? This is for carry, right? Just plot the value sum, right? So 1, 2, right? So just plot the carry in this K-map. So what is the value? 3. Now find out the logic expression for this one, right? So this is only possible, right? What is the answer? Carry equal to A into B. So this is the logic expression for the carry. Now try to identify what is the sum expression. This is the single grouping, right? The answer is A bar B plus this is a single grouping, right? The answer is AB bar, right? So we have the getting the expression for the sum. We got the expression for the carry, right? This is one of the Boolean expression for the minimized expression for the carry. This is the minimized expression for the sum, right? Once third step is completed, then we can design the corresponding logic circuit diagram, right? What is the sum expression we got? A bar B plus AB bar, right? What is the carry expression we got? C means carry, S means sum. So A into B, right? So now see that here we require the 3 logic gates. Why 3? So I'm just excluding the NOT gate, right? So without NOT gate, how many logic gates are required? Means 1, 2 plus 1 more OR gate, 3 logic gates are required, right? So now see that if you study something XOR logic gate, what is the logic expression or function of the XOR logic gate? The XOR logic gate logic expression is nothing but Y equal to A bar B plus AB bar. So instead of writing this, we can directly write A XOR of B, right? So now how many logic gates are required? Only single logic gate is required. So like that we can represent, so that number of logic gates will be decreases, right? So what is the carry expression? C equal to A into B, right? So final step is we are going to draw the logic circuit diagram, right? So what is the sum expression? XOR logic gate, right? So this is the sum, right? So here the input is one is the E, another one is the B. Now what is the carry expression? A into B, right? A into B means which logic gate? AND gate, right? So this is the carry expression. Here also we need to consider the A into B input value, right? If you don't wish to consider A into B, so anyway here we have the AB value, right? Just connect it here. This is A value, this is B value. The moment you pass input 1 1, here it will go, here it will go, then automatically it will come to here and here. So single time you pass, the same value will be passed to the sum circuit as well as the XOR logic gate as well as the AND gate. Finally you will be getting the output for the sum as well as the carry, right? So this is about the half adder. Now we will try to see what is the limitation of the half adder. The limitation of the half adder is, suppose for example I told that definition is if you are adding the 2 1-bit number, it will produce the sum and carry, right? Suppose if I am adding number 1010 something, then one more bit value is 1010 something. This is nothing A bit value, this is nothing B bit value. Now we just perform the addition operation. 0 plus 1 means 1, 1 1 1. See here we are not getting any problem, right? So means half adder will add the 2 1-bit number. 2 1-bit number means this 1 bit, this 1 bit, it will produce the result, right? Now see that we will consider the one more example. I am considering the A value, B value. A value something 1010, B value something 0 1 1 0. Now try to find out the answer. 0 1 means 0 0 means 0. 1 1 means what is the answer? Sum equal to 0, carry equal to 1, right? Now see that how many bits we are getting? 3 bits, right? So what half adder will do means it will accept only 2 input numbers, but it won't accept the third input number. What do you mean by this? If carry is generating, then 2 bits are becoming the 3-bit value. So at this case, there is no mechanism to add carry in the half adder mechanism, right? So for that reason, we are going to implement the full adder operation. In full adder, we have the only 2 inputs like half adder only, but the third input is nothing but the carry which is generated from the lower end. So here 1101, right? So here carry is generated from the lower end, right? So this is the one mode inclusion which is not available in the half adder, but the outputs will be same. You will be getting the sum as well as the carry only, right? So first we will try to design the full adder circuit. If you see that this is the block diagram of the full adder. So how many inputs we have? 2 inputs. Then one more input is nothing but the carry which is generated from the previous value, right? So expected outputs are the sum and carry. What is the first step of design procedure? The first step of the design procedure is that identification of the number of input as well as the output. So how many inputs are required? 3 inputs. How many outputs are required? 2 outputs are required. So once it is done, next what we have to do? We need to draw the truth table representation, right? So see that this is the truth table, right? So how many 3 input values, right? So how many possibilities we will be getting total? 8 possibilities, right? Something 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, something you will be getting like this. Right now, just what you have to do means just to perform the addition operation 0 plus 0 plus 0. 0 plus 0 means sum equal to 0, carry equal to 0. Next 0 plus 0 plus 1 means 1, 0. 0 plus 1 plus 0 means what is the value? 1 plus 0 means 1, right? Nothing carry. Next 0 plus 1 plus 1. So why it is 0, 1? You might be having the doubt. So here what is the value? 0 plus 1 plus 1 means 1, 1, right? So 1, 1 is nothing but 2, right? 2 means what is the value? 1, 0, right? In binary number. So this is called as the sum. This is called as the carry. So see that sum value we got the 0, carry value we got the 1, right? So like that you solve. Now what is the third last combination? 7, right? So 1, 1, 1 means, right? 1 plus 1 plus 1, right? So 1 plus 1, 1, 1 means 3, right? What is the binary number for 3? 1, 1. Now what is the sum value? This is the sum value. This is the carry value. So 1, 1 we are getting. So like that we need to draw the truth table representation. So once truth table is completed, now what we have to do? We need to find out the minterms, right? We need to find out the minterms. So how many output expression we have? 2 output expression. One is for sum, another one is for the carry, right? It means that for sum we need to find out the minterms. For carry also we need to find out the minterms, right? So just go through the sum operation, right? So this is the sum, right? Where we have the SOP function. SOP function means representation of the output equal to 1. So here we have 1, right? 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 So what is the input combination? This is nothing but 0, 0, 1, right? 1, 2, then 1, 0, 0 means what is the value? 1, 0, 0, 4, then triple 1 means 7. So what is the value we got? 1, 2, 4, 7. These are the minterms for the sum value. Next, just come to the carry for one more minterms. So what is the value here? 0, double 1, right? 0, double 1 means 3, right? This one is what is the value SOP function? 3, 5, 6, 7. So this is the value 3, 5, 6, 7. So if you know the minterms value, then we can draw the K-map so that we can find out the minimized expression. Finally, we can draw the logic circuit diagram, right? Fine. So here first thing is that we need to identify which variable K-map is required. Which variable K-map is required? 2 variable, 3 variable or 4 variable? The variable K-map required is 3. Why 3 variable K-map required? We have the 3 inputs, right? So 3 input means 3 variable K-map, right? So next we need to draw the 3 variable K-map, right? So see the one K-map for sum, another K-map for the carry, right? So what is the value we got, right? For sum expression 1, 2, 4, 7. For carry it is 3, 5, 6, 7, right? Just I am plotting the value. I hope everyone know, right? K-map operation, right? So this is the expression we got, right? So by here we are getting the expression in terms of the different Boolean functions, something like, so for this one, what is the expression is A into B bar, C in bar or C bar, whatever it may be. You can take C in bar or you can take C also, there is nothing wrong. So plus here again you will be getting the one more product term, one more product term, one more product term. After performing the minimization operation, you will be getting the A XOR of B XOR of Cn. You might be having the doubt, I am using the K-map for minimization, then why I am getting the again one more time minimization. Remember that in K-map operation, if more than one group is done, For example, see here more than one is grouped, right? More than one is grouped, right? So in this case you will be getting some logic expression which you cannot able to further reduce. Remember, if more than one group is done in K-map, then you will be getting the final minimized expression. Whatever you try, you cannot able to reduce that expression. But in rare cases, you will be getting the single ones, grouping of the single ones. Internally, what it means directly you are writing input quotient equal to output something. If it is single ones, in this case we can able to further minimize the function, right? What minimization technique we need to use? We need to use the Boolean minimization technique. After using the Boolean minimization technique, we will be getting the output as the A XOR of B XOR of Cn. So directly for carry we are getting this expression, right? So now we need to draw the logic circuit diagram. So for example, see if you don't understand, right, here we have the explanation. So after doing this we are getting this one, right? This is the expression we are getting, right? So here what we are going to do is whatever the common thing that we are going to write. So what is the common here? A bar is the common, another one is A is common here, right? So after converting, so this function what we are going to write? A bar B plus AB bar. So what kind of logic gate it is? A bar B, AB bar means A XOR of B something, right? But here variable is in terms of B and C. So here we are getting the B XOR of C. That is the meaning of this one. Once it is done, so what is this logic function? A bar B bar plus AB equal to A XNOR of B, right? So here they are writing A XNOR of B, right? So it is something like this, A bar, right? So B XOR of C plus A into something like this, B dot XNOR of C. But if you see this, right? If you see this, here we have the XOR logic gate, nothing but B XOR of C, right? Here it is in terms of the XNOR logic gate. If you try to convert this in terms of either XOR or XNOR, then we can able to simplify further. So for that, what they are doing means they are just what is the difference? What is the difference between XOR logic gate and XNOR logic gate? It is complement relation. So here I have the XOR logic gate. Here I have the XNOR logic gate. Now what I am trying to do means I am going to convert either completely XOR logic gate or XNOR logic gate. In this case we will try to convert in terms of the XOR logic gate, means this value we are keeping as it is, B XOR of C. So it is XNOR, right? So just if you make the complement, it will become the XOR logic gate. So if you make the complement, it will become the XOR logic gate. Now if you observe here this expression something like this, so A bar B plus AB bar, it like something this, right? So again A bar B plus AB bar means again we need to write the A XOR of B, right? The same thing here we are getting, right? So this is something A bar B plus AB bar, nothing but the A XOR of B XOR of C, like that we are getting. So why again one more minimization means here we are grouping only single variable. If more than one group is completed, then we cannot able to further minimize. So right, so carry anyways we got this expression, right? Now finally what we have to do is we need to draw the logic circuit diagram, right? So what is the logic circuit diagram? A XOR of B XOR of C, right? So A XOR of B XOR of C, we have the single logic gate. Now what is the expression for the carry? AB plus AC plus BC, right? This is the expression, right? You just take where we have the A, here we have the A, right? Here we have the B, right? A into B means which logic gate? AND gate, right? You just take the AND gate. Next AC, right? AC means again here we have the A, right? Here we have the C, right? Something like this, right? So again BC, right? So here we have the B, right? Here we have the C, right? Just you draw like this. So all are going to perform the addition operation, right? You just take the adder circuit so that you will be finding the carry expression. That's it, right? So this is how we need to draw the logic circuit diagram for the full adder. Now final question is that, right, this is the logic circuit diagram for the half adder, right? Why? Sum equal to A XOR of B, carry equal to A into B. XOR of means XOR logic gate, A into B means AND gate representation. Now most of the time they are asking question, right? So what is the question is that design, right? So design half adder using, right? The question is something like this, design full adder using two half adders, right? So in this case we need to design the circuit by using of the two half adders, right? See, we have the two half adders required, right? We have already obtained the half adder logic function, right? So for that directly we are going to write the final circuit of the half adder, right? So this is the half adder, right? So this circuit for the half adder, right? This is one more circuit for the half adder, right? By using this circuit we are going to make the full adder. But what should be the final expression of the full adder? Sum equal to A XOR of B XOR of C should come, carry equal to AB plus AC plus BC should come, right? So then only it is called as the correct full adder representation, right? So first thing is that remember that we need to design by using of the two half adders, right? So just consider the two half adders. This is one half adder, this is another half adder, right? Now we'll start convert this one. We'll consider this half adder, so that we can able to implement the full adder representation. Now if you see that how many inputs should be there in full adder, right? Three inputs, right? Three inputs required, right? But as per this, how many inputs we have? Only two inputs, right? So one is the input A, another one is the input B. Now if you see that here we require the one more input, right? So where we will get the one more input? See, this is the output value. Here we cannot take, here we cannot able to take, here also we cannot able to take. Then what is the possibility is, this is the input, right, for XOR logic gate. Either we can take from this terminal or this terminal. You can take from any one. The reason is that we require three inputs for the full adder, right? So from here I am taking one more input, right? So see, now we got the three inputs for the full adder, right? Now see that what is the expression we need to get? Sum equal to A XOR of B XOR of C, right? So what is this wire value? C, right? So now if you connect this AB, right? So what is the output value here? A XOR of B, here the output value. Now how we will be getting this is a sum expression, right? How we will get the sum expression A XOR of B XOR of C? Just try to connect. If you connect which wire, you will be getting A XOR of B XOR of C. Here anyway we have the one of the input terminal is C, but this input terminal we need to connect to where to be connected, it is connected to here. Now what will be happen? This is A XOR of B. This XOR logic means XOR of C. So finally you will be finding the A XOR of B XOR of C. Right. So remember always that sum will be generated in the XOR logic gate, carry will be generated in the AND gate representation. Now some part is completed. We need to find out the carry. So in which logic gate carry will be generated? Carry will be generated at the AND gate. But if you see here, how many AND gates we have? We have the two AND gates. Finally we required only single carry, right? So for that what we are going to do means we are going to add the first carry and second carry. We just if you are performing the addition operation, finally you will be getting only single carry, right? See what we have done, we have taken one input terminal as the, right? So one input terminal as the, one more input terminal for the full adder. So here value is something A XOR of B, this value is C, right? If you connect this one to this one, you will be getting the sum value equal to A XOR of B XOR of C, right? So here we have the carry will be generated in the AND gate 1, AND gate 2. So here we cannot able to take the two carries, right? For that what we are going to do means we are going to add this carry as well as this carry in order to get the only single carry, right? So like that we need to draw full adder using two half adder. If you feel that this is somewhat difficult, then there is another diagram representation also, right? So here there is nothing but just I am considering the block diagram one for the half adder, another block diagram one. How many inputs we have? AB. Here also inputs will be AB only, right? So output is one for sum, another one is for the carry, right? So here what they are doing? So from this half adder we have the one input, right? Two inputs, right? One they are considering as the C, because in full adder we required the three inputs, right? The output if we connected to here, last what we have done in circuit, you will be getting the A XOR of B XOR of C. We have the two carries, right? Just to add the two carries so that we will be finding the carry output expression. If you want to prove, right? So this is the proof, right? So here what exactly after doing K-map, what we got answer is something we got the answer, right? If you pass the same value in circuit, you will be finding something like this, right? But if you do this Boolean minimization again, so finally you will be getting the output in terms of the AB plus AC plus BC, right? So this is how we are going to design the full adder using two half adders. So if you know this concept, then implementation of the full subtractor or half subtractor is nothing, right? So half subtractor also, right, we have the two inputs, but output is something in terms of the difference and borrow, right? So in case of the full subtractor, we have A, B, one more extra bit, right? Borrow is there, right? In half adder, full adder we have the carry is there, right? Here we have the borrow in is there, right? So three input values. One is called as the difference, another one is called as the borrow. Just draw the truth table and find out the difference for each variable. Then draw the K-map representation after finding them in terms. Then logic expression, right? So finding the logic expression. Then finally you are going to draw the logic circuit diagram, right? So same what we have done in the half adder. So if you see that, if you want to design the full subtractor using half subtractor, it is same like the full adder using two half adder only. But here why he extra and not gate means in case of the sum expression for both half subtractor, half subtractor and half adder it is the same. For carry in half adder it is something A and B, right? For borrow in half subtractor it is something A bar B. That's the reason why we are getting only extra NOT gate in terms of the designing of the full subtractor using 2 half subtractor, right? Thank you.